hello. My goodness. Hello. Welcome to Parenting Education with Red Nose Wellness. I'm your host, Jeremiah Callihan. Give me 1 second while I send out my links because that's what I do on my live events. It'll just take me 1 moment. While I'm doing that and you're just tuning in, I hope that you are having a fantastic, wonderful, spectacular Thursday. It's Thoughtful Thursday, Terrifying Thursday, Terrifyingly Thoughtful Thursday, if you will. All right, so go ahead and Hey, bum. Hey, that's me. It's me, Mario. Copying the links. Copying the links. Give me a second. Hold on. All right, so now I've sent out my links. I hope that blinking of the light was intriguing enough. My goodness, nothing's going on with my projector, William. All right, so first and foremost, something's going on with my projector. That was weird, man. All right. Nothing's going on with my projector, William. All right, anyways. First and foremost, I do want to say before I even get started, especially when it comes to parenting education, full disclaimer, full disclosure, just so you know, I am not a perfect parent. I'm not a perfect parent. I don't always get it right, but I take just as much enthusiasm over parenting education as I do with anger management, health and wellness, and CPR and first aid. Why? Because it's important. I strongly and absolutely enthusiastically believe that the more that we focus on how we interact and we raise our children, I do believe that is the future because it is. But a lot of the times we're not giving manuals as how to be a good parent, how to be a thoughtful parent, how to be the best parent that we can be. And did you know the number one asked question from parents overall, without any competition, is, am I a good parent? 5 words. Am I a good parent? Am I a good mom? Am I a good dad? And a lot of the times, our own self-confidence and our own self-worth actually makes us sometimes feel maybe I'm not a good parent. Maybe I'm not a good dad. Maybe I'm not a good mom. And a lot of the times we don't have re-encouraging factors of feeling, okay, well, if I'm not doing it right, how can I do it right? Well, that's where someone like myself, yes, Jeremiah Callihan from Red Nose Wellness, will come in and say, hi, I am a certified parent training specialist. And no, disclaimer again, I am not a perfect parent. I don't always get it right, but I am dedicating myself to the studies of the best practices of how we can interact with our kids and sharing that information with you, which is the whole purpose of Thursday nights being parent education. Hello, Jana. Good to see you. All right, so I am hosting this on Facebook and on YouTube. So if I'm looking here and then I'm looking there and you're like, he's all over the place, it's because I'm talking to two computer screens and I'm just trying to make it work. So recap, rewind. My name is Jeremiah Callihan. I am with Red Nose Wellness. Yes, the logo is literally white. And I am a certified parent training specialist. So, okay, Jeremiah, if you're a parenting education person, what are we going to be talking about? Are you just going to badger me and tell me I'm a bad person and a bad mom? No. That is not what I do. I don't do that in anger management. I don't do that in health and wellness. And I do not do that in parenting education. Period. Because that's not my style. My style is to provide the information that you need and then have an honest conversation of how that looks, applying it to your everyday life. Sounds good? All right. Now, I will also say that if you have nieces, nephews, little kids that you watch periodically, children that you watch periodically, teenagers that you watch periodically, this information is also going to be useful for yourself. So, William, don't look to me for expertise. Mine's and causing babies to appear. Okay. All right. So, what are we going to go over throughout the next few weeks of parenting education? Well, I'm actually going off of the book that is from the course that I took. It's the parenting education book. I'm actually going to start from the module of parenting yourself. Because how can you parent a child if you don't parent yourself, if you don't know how to parent yourself? So we'll go over things such as getting started and self-care. Getting started, self-care, emotional triggers, surviving and thriving as a parent. Because there's a difference between just surviving as a parent and then thriving and going, you know what, I'm making a real difference in my kid's life. And that right there is stellar. I don't care at what age or at what point you're starting right now. Right now is the most important part. Well, Jeremiah, I wasn't the best parent whenever they were younger, and now they're in their teens and all hope is lost. No. Why? Because you were a kid too. And the most important part when you were a kid was, come on, just try. Even if you hated your parents. You cannot lie to me and tell me that there wasn't a small little ounce of hope, even towards the end, that you were like, can you just show that you love me somehow, some way? Please, just try. Put me in timeout. Just show that you care. So at any moment, at any stage of life, you can show up for your kids. You can. Don't believe me? I can honestly and earnestly say that because that's exactly what my dad and my bonus mom have done for me. And I can say that pretty freaking proudly because it's true. And I can say that for other wonderful individuals that I've seen personally in life, that at any moment, you can be better. You can be better than you were yesterday because you're under no obligation to be who you were yesterday, 5 days ago, 5 years ago, or 5 centuries ago. It's big bang. All right. Striving and thriving as a parent. Section 1 would be learning exercise. Introducing a parenting log. Now, parenting logs are very, very interesting. I'm actually going to show you next week how to kind of do a parenting log, and then also the importance of kind of keeping a tally of if you don't like your behavior or how you handled a certain situation, how better ways you can handle that. So that's 1. 2 would be the facts in our story. Now, there's a difference between what factually has happened versus what we feel in our perspective and our perception towards of what actually has happened. So, facts in our story, family origin diagram. What does your family origin look like? Because what we're ultimately trying to do is break those generational curses or those generational happenings that you're like, I don't want to be my mom. I don't want to be my dad. I don't want to be my grandpa. I don't want to be my grandma because they did not do things the way I wish that they would, and it sucks, and I feel that I was affected by it, and I want better for my children, and I want better for the kids and their kids and their kids and their kids. What does your origin actually look like? And then after you go over the family origin of diagram, you have forgiveness. Because in actually everything that you do, forgiveness is key. And sometimes it's hard to forgive. Sometimes you don't know how to forgive. Sometimes we get into this state of mind that we go, I really want to forgive you, but you've done I feel you've been so wrong to me that I can't forgive you. And those situations suck, but I promise you forgiveness is possible. And if you're watching this right now, then you're already starting that journey. Developing a lifestyle practice. A lot of the times, whenever something's going on with our kids, they're acting up, they're screaming, they're yelling on the ground, they're throwing things, they're really being a nuisance, they're being a bother. It's our fault. It is our fault. Doesn't mean you're a bad parent, but it means they're trying to get your attention. They're trying to somehow connect with you. And well, damn it, if I have to throw my toys and my books across the room just for you to get a rise out of you, damn it, I'll do it. I'll do it because I want you to pay attention to me. I'll say things I don't mean. I'll act ways that I don't mean because I want you to show that you love me, so that you care. Well, I told you I love you. You know that I love you. But kids, man, things get complicated. Things get thrown out of perspective. We don't see the round picture as kids now, do we? Did you? So, changing your parenting style. So, developing a lifestyle practice, and then what is your parenting style? I go over the different types of parenting, and we talk about it, what are best practices and what are not working, and what are things you can try. So let's say Jana, wonderful individual, says, you know what, I'd like to improve, and I'm going to try XYZ tip and see if it improves. And you say, well, okay, I tried what you suggested, and I actually do see a difference. It's like, that works. Okay, well, another scenario, I tried what you suggested and it didn't work. Okay, well, you tweak it a little bit and you figure out what about it didn't work and how it didn't work and what are your expectations, because a lot of the times we have expectations and we kind of throw our own, what we already are claiming to be expectations, on other people. And it's wild, because ultimately you can only take care of yourself. Now, what happens when you have kids thrown into the mix? Well, like it or not, you're the commander of that ship. Yes, Jenna. Trial and error. I was trying to think of the terminology I was trying to use, but trial and error. All right. So, what's your parenting style? Assertive parenting is proven the most effective. Session 2 would be learning exercise. Now, it says session 1, session 2, session 3. I'm actually just breaking these down to which each week is actually going to be over self-care, emotional triggers. Now, okay, Jeremiah, going back to the very top, emotional triggers. Sometimes we interact with our kids and we get triggered by our kids because we see something in them that reminds us of ourselves. Sure. That's a whole freaking conversation. That's a whole conversation you have to have. So I'm not going to do just that whole one session and whole session 2. There's so much great information to this that I'm really going to let's dissect it, and let's dissect it together. Sound good? Okay. So go over the primitive brain, which is surviving, versus evolved brain, thriving. Primitive brain, which is survival. Evolved brain, which is thinking and thriving. Now, the evolved brain, the primitive brain, that survival mechanism is in all of us. Sometimes it's like, hey, how are you doing? And you'd love to say, I'm doing great. But in actuality, what you really would like to say is, man, I'm just surviving. I am going to the bare basics, and I'm trying to just get through to another day until something changes, because I'm here. I'm surviving. And you go off of instinct. And that's a lot of the times where our aggravation and our irritation comes up. It's because, but just, well, I need things to work. Okay. And then we start relying on our natural instincts and our natural basics. So, stress reducing techniques teach you as parents how to reduce that stress. And what's really cool, why did you do that again? My goodness. Oh, there it is. What's really cool, and I actually seen this with my own personal experience with where was I? I was at Walmart. I think it was Walmart. I seen this mom and this dad that had this little screaming child, and they're looking around. You can probably relate to this. They're looking around, and their kid's just screaming. Ah! Ah! And they're looking around with that. I'm not a bad mom. I'm not a bad dad. Kind of feel. You ever feel that way? Like your kid's throwing a fit, and you're at Walmart, and you're just like gripping onto the basket. You're like, if I could, I'd kill you. Too bad beating my child is out of the picture. I'm kidding. My God. I'm really going to throw you in a meat grinder. Oh, I hope VHS gets to you before I do. Oh, my God. There's that temper. There's that anger. There's that frustration. Stress reducing techniques of how to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Always. Knowing when, hey, I need to take a step back. Or that whole Daniel the Tiger. When I get so mad and I want to roar, take a deep breath and count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Roar! I'm having a lot of fun with this. Hello. Goodbye. All right. Stress reducing techniques. Learning exercises. So learning to engage. How can we engage with our kids? How can we have some productive conversations to where we are like, hey, we're both learning off of each other, but we're both growing with each other. Here's a number one thing that I learned early, and I love that I learned early. You get to pick 2 stages in your kid's life. You can be their parent, or you can be their friend. Now, if you are their friend when they are small, they will not respect you. And when they grow up, they'll get the hell away from you. Or you can be their parent when they're young and be their friend when they get older, their parent friend when they get older. And I promise you, being their friend whenever they're a parent makes things a lot smoother, a lot nicer. It's hard though, because we see our kids and they're sometimes the only nice ones. I'm not saying you're not their friend. But growing up, I need you to learn some valuable skills. I need you to say thank you. I didn't want to say thank you. You say thank you. Why? That's manners. That's what we call, as the human race, we call those manners. Thank you. No thank you. Excuse me. Can I get out? Can I get from the dinner table? May I have this? Please? No thank you. Okay, well, if you're their friend, it's like, yeah, well, hey, can you say thank you? That'd be really nice. Obviously, I'm being a little goofy now, but there's no respect in it. Okay, well, what if I've already tried to be their friend and I don't know how to be a parent because I didn't have a manual? Guess what? You're here now. You're starting now. Well, I've already ruined it. It's never too late to start. You're here now. Start now. Well, you didn't treat me like that before, Mom. Why are you enforcing all these things? They're going to test your buttons. They're going to push your buttons. They're going to rattle you around here and there. Don't let it get the best of you. Don't. I can get into a whole tangent about it. Don't worry, I will. Polyvagal theory. I love polyvagal theory. Body awareness, understanding your stressors, being able to recognize your stressors, which kind of goes back into the stress reducing techniques. When conflict bubbles up, take sips. I'm going to teach the whole analogy of snips. Sips, not snips. Sip. The Office. Anybody? Okay. Anyways, dad joke. Parenting education. Understanding attachment patterns. Boom. Module 3 is going to be parenting your child. So this parenting yourself is about you. We don't even get to the children until we get to you. Because how can you help someone else if you don't help yourself? And guess what? If you're watching on Thursday nights, you get to watch this beautiful proverbial train wreck derail right in front of you, and I don't mind. Why? Because I'm doing it honestly and I'm doing it sincerely. And I don't feel like it's a train wreck. Actually, I feel like it's a beautiful experiment of me being able to present to you, to which you may not be able to receive these services or this type of experience elsewhere. Check and mate. What did you say, William? Hey, guys, I know this is kind of first for me, but not feeling good. I'm going to tap out. I'll finish this video with you guys later. Oh, fantastic, William. My goodness. Come and go as you please. Hope you start feeling better. If you get anything from the education, hold on, got another one. Oh, okay, never mind. I thought I did. Perfect. All right. You guys are wonderful. I honestly really do love doing these, and I love the support that everyone gives me, so thank you. We're not even going to get into parenting the child until we get to parenting yourself. Because you can't help others until you help yourself. Okay, back on track. So, parenting your child. After getting through all that, healthy child development milestones. You know, whenever you go to the doctor with your kids and they say, well, by age this, they should be this. And by age this, we go to this. And age this, I am literally going to take it up a notch. We're going to go through every stage of childhood all the way up to 18. And I'm also going to find the education to how we can do recourse to where if your kid has not met certain milestones, how you can kind of catch up in ways that you can actually kind of help improve this scenario and the situation, which will be fantastic. Child developments of the brain, destructive behavior, the neuroscience, types of childhood trauma case studies, mother's tale of two boys, effects of childhood trauma, polyvagal theory and trauma, vagus nervous system, increasing vagal tone, learning exercise, special consideration for mental health and behavioral issues, attachment disorders, and learning exercises. So all of this is actually going to be discussed for you upcoming weeks. You can come in and leave anytime you want. Obviously, there's no obligation. I'm just trying to give you the information. Now, what I am going to do with these live videos is I'm going to break them up. And so this certain important information you'll be able to find on our Red Nose Wellness YouTube channel. And it's going to, for example, if I'm talking on attachment disorders, when it comes to parenting education, I'm going to have it labeled correctly. So this is the goal, that it's going to say parenting education, attachment disorders. And it's going to say the effects of childhood trauma. And it's going to actually have it broken down. This is my goal. This is what I'd really like to have available. Which, does it disrupt other people's devious plans of trying to charge you for all this information? Yeah. Okay, Jeremiah. Well, if you're doing this for free, hello, what's up? My goodness, Budsville, this is parenting education. Thank you for joining me. No, but why would I still provide a paid service if I'm giving you this information for free? Well, like with anger management on Mondays and health and wellness on Tuesdays, parenting education on Thursdays, you are not technically my client. Boom. But I am going to provide you the information as I would to my clients, to which if you needed the information but do not have the money, time, or resource to obtain it, I'm going to let you obtain it for free, and we can have an honest goodness conversation, which is just absolutely freaking check and mate. I keep doing that because I'm getting better at it. All right, so after we get to the parenting yourself, you go to parenting your child. After parenting your child, parenting the relationship. Now, this right here is, let's say, per se, that you have kids that are older and you feel that you've already screwed up. Let's say that you've already gotten to the point where you're like, my kid is 12 years old, 13 years old, 14 years old, and I'm just not the greatest parent, and I've screwed everything up. You are not damned, and you are still in luck, because parenting the relationship actually goes to building a strong relationship, co-regulation as a strategy, connection before correction, suspend reactivity principles for building a strong relationship, communication building, so how to talk to your children, how to limit settings styles, build loving and kindness. Now, I am not by any means one of those gentle parenting. I'm sorry, but gentle parenting does not work in a lot of aspects. It just doesn't. I grew up with my mom, my grandma, and my sister and my brother, and I can absolutely promise you that we grew up in the country, and if you tried that gentle parenting, it would not freaking work whatsoever. So I'm not going to pretend, oh, well, why are you doing that? Stop doing that. That's not nice. That's not very kind of you. If that's what you're looking for, go find it somewhere else, because it's not in my bag of tricks. But I do suggest, and I do strongly encourage, loving your child. I mean, finding a way to love your child and being kind with your child and giving them some forgiveness and some grace. Yes, I know they might have gotten on the cabinet and kicked everything off, but guess what? Giving them some grace, because haven't you made dumb decisions too? Haven't you had some bad choices you've made? Don't you wish people would forgive you? When it comes to gentle and kind parenting, that's as gentle and kind as I'm going to give you the grace of forgiveness, and I'm not going to throw you out by your britches and your hair out the window. I'm going to go take a deep breath, because I don't want to go to jail today. So if you don't mind, you're safe where you're at, so I'm going to go breathe. Don't worry. Parenting the relationship. I actually really particularly like whenever we get to the connecting before correcting, because if I don't have skin in the game, if I don't feel that if I don't feel there's a connection between you and between kid and between parent, why would I respect you? Why would I listen to anything you have to say? This goes back to why you shouldn't be your kids' friend until they're older, until they're an adult. You can be a friend when they're a kid, or you can be a parent, and then a friend when they get older. You get to choose. But you can't be a friend when they're a kid, and then when they get older, think that you're still going to be a parent, because once you're a friend, you don't get to go back to parent. Like, creating that strong relationship. That's honestly what any of this is about. And it's important too. It's important to have those honest conversations with someone going, okay, well, I really feel like I screwed up. If you notice, there's that common trend that I'm actually reiterating, just because we cannot be our kids' friends. Just No, I'm your parent. You need to be a parent. You need to guide them. You need to give them the resources and the opportunity to learn the best practices of how we need to interact in our world together. Period. You do not call someone names. You do not fat shame them. You do not bully them. You will not be a bully. I will not accept that. That is not, you're better than that. And you know, half the time the kids are better than that. But what happens is they're being picked on at home. And so they that's how they communicate. That actually goes from the self-regulation to co-regulation, which I absolutely love talking about as well. Limit setting styles. Build lovingness, acceptance, compassion, and empathy, non-judgmental perspective, demonstrating acceptance, blah, 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 more ways to parent the relationship and special considerations, anger management. This is why NAMA, the National Anger Management Association, actually has that ability to certify me as a certified parenting training specialist, is because a lot of the times in parenting, it is absolutely hand in hand and integrated with, you've guessed it, anger. If I don't check myself, I'm going to wreck myself. And if I don't control my anger, then you know what? It's all for nothing. Why does it keep on doing that? That is absolutely frustrating. Anger management, coping strategies, professional anger management services, which, hello, my goodness, here I am. Frequently asked questions, managing unwanted behavior in the moment, good enough parenting, co-parenting, parenting when money is tight, and a learning exercise. Now, here's an absolute thing that I will tell you. You will never be the most perfect parent, but you can be good enough. It is okay to be good enough. It is okay to be good enough and to try, because at the end of the day, you have to deal with yourself. At the end of the day, kids are affected by how us as adults interact and treat our own children. I'm not the perfect dad. I'm not the perfect parent. But I will give myself credit enough that I at least try. I try to be a better dad. I try to be a better parent. That's what we need to do in life. Be better dads, and be better moms, and be better husbands, and be better wives, and be better partners. Be better us. Because honestly, that's what the world is lacking. Is you're not going to be perfect. Not one damn soul has any right to tell you, hey, you need to be perfect. That doesn't exist. They'll never exist. I need you to accept me as much as I need to accept you. And one of the coolest quotes, and I think I shared this the other day, but I'm going to share it again, that I actually heard and I really like it. You know that whole saying, you take care of me and I'll take care of you? How about I'll take care of me for you and you take care of you for me? I can only handle myself. You can only handle yourself. I will meet you. You meet me. Let's make this work. How's it sound? Good? I hope so. I'm really enjoying this. This is my first week of offering the anger management on Mondays. You see how I'm like doing that whole advertisement there? Anger management on Mondays from 6 to 7. Health and wellness, which is going to go over the 8 dimensions of wellness. And spoiler alert, there's going to be a lot more than just 8, but we'll get into that. That's just general semantics. Every Tuesday from 6 to 7, and parenting education every Thursday from 6 to 7. Now, if I cannot do a live video, what I am going to do is I'm going to at least post at 6 o'clock on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays a pre-recorded video. So you always have something to look for. Do not feel guilty or any shame for not being able to attend or to watch them. It's not a competition. You don't have to watch all of them. You can pop in and pop out anytime you please. They will be available on the Red Nose Wellness YouTube channel. Just search Red Nose Wellness and you'll find it. A lot of times you'll find it with this logo. You'll see my mug on there. I'm going to try to break down each video to each different subject. There's a few AI programs that I've looked at that they're going to break it down for me, so it's not going to be too much labor to where I'm going to fall behind on posting those. I'm human. I'm doing this just because I'm trying to provide a way for you to be able to be the best you. Now, going back to my question about, or my own self-question about, well, why am I providing this if I have paid services? Sometimes your problems are a little bit more complex when it comes to anger, health and wellness, or CPR and first aid, or parenting education. That's what the private individual sessions are. Sometimes you're court ordered to go to parenting classes or parenting education or to anger management. If you're court ordered, this will not qualify just going to these live viewings, but coming and seeing me, I have the most affordable approach. And if I'm not the most affordable, I will at least be able to help you get the most affordable. Because at the end of the day, I, like anyone, yes, need to make a living, yes, need to make money, but I'm more concerned and more focused on making sure you get the services that you need, because that, at the end of the day, is the most important. Being able that you're taken care of. Like I said, I'll take care of me for you if you'll take care of you for me. Just worth a thought. All right. It is 6:38, and like the last two videos, I'm going to do the same. Does anyone have any questions, comments, gripes, or complaints? We'll just go ahead and write it in the chats. While you're doing that, I'm going to continue on until it pops up for just a few more moments. I think that I actually, looking at the last week on Monday, Tuesday, and on today, I have only seen one viewer on my Facebook. Now, I think I might just solely do this for YouTube Live and then post the video onto the Facebook. So if you're watching this and you're like, no, I like it on Facebook Live, they came to me just fine, then just let me know. But if I don't hear word back from it, I might just solely do a YouTube Live exclusive and then just post the link. And I'm still figuring out the general details is what I'm trying to tell you. But I'm very honored, very blessed to be able to provide this. And I really appreciate you for watching this. And thank you for being exactly who you are, because you're wonderful. You're wonderful just the way you are. And I'm very, very blessed to know that we're going to be the change we would like to see in the world. So, with no further ado, no questions, no comments, no gripes, no complaints. All right. I will talk to you later. Bye. I'm trying to end the stream. And so oh, you're welcome, Jana. Thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. There. Okay, we're into this. Right. All right. Back up. Okay. All right. I hope that you have a wonderful, superly, duperly, awesomely, amazingly, fabulously, superly, greatly, phenomenally, spectacular night. Bye. I'm a goofball.